everybody, welcome again. My name is Larissa Lopes and you're watching Things I Wish I'd Learned in School. And today's topic is one of the most important of all, that is how to learn, how you can learn anything. So the first thing I have to tell you today, it's kind of a teacher secret. I've been a teacher for 6 years now, and the secret that I want to share with you is that us teachers, we don't know everything. We don't know, actually we don't know a lot of stuff. When you see us in front of a class teaching something, is because we prepared that class. Sometimes it's not even our subject. When I was in college, for example, I was studying transportation, and my lessons were about something completely different. But I learned this when I started being a teacher. You can learn anything. You can prepare a class based on something you don't know. All you have to do is to research the subject. It's that simple. And a lot of the classes that you go to, your teacher probably didn't have that class specifically in college or whatever they had their formal education. They probably had to search for themselves and put together that class from what they learned by themselves alone. So when you look at your teachers and you admire them for all the things that they learn, guess what? Maybe they don't know much more than you do. They just did the research. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. That's actually what happens with everybody. How do you learn stuff? You do your research. And you can do this too. You can too learn anything you want and become an expert in anything you want. So first thing you have to do is to research, and research from a good source. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that is not true, and that you have to be very careful about where you're reading stuff from. Is not everything that is in the internet is actually true, real. So literally anything that you want to learn, from practical stuff like how to fix something that is broken, or how to cook something, or important stuff like what are the real reasons of global warming, for example, or any subject you want. All you have to do is research. And the best news is that most of the information is available for free. You just have to Google it. Sometimes it's even on YouTube. I've learned a lot of things, tutorials and stuff like that for my PhD, for my college classes, on YouTube, because they have all these videos with step by step of the process, and it's very, very helpful. So basically anything you want to learn, you just have to research. That's step number one. And most people think that's it. That's all you have to do to learn is to research. But that's actually not true. What I've learned is studying successful people specifically is that you need these other 3 steps that I'm gonna tell you about, and they are essential if you want to be successful in whatever it is that you want to learn. If you just want to, is a quick research and you just have something temporary that you want to do or to fix, great, do your little Google research and that's it. But if you want to change your life, if you want to become an expert in something, if you want to become more valuable as a professional, you have to follow the rest of the steps that I'm gonna tell you right now. So step number 2 is to ask for feedback, and ask for feedback from someone that is already an expert in the field you want to grow, to learn. This is something that most people ignore because it's uncomfortable to, put yourself in this position of being judged and being criticized. But it's essential, and you have to have a feedback from someone that is already in the area doing the things that you want to do, because if they are not, they can't judge you right. They can't really see your mistakes and tell you what you need to improve. And that's a very, very important step of the way. When I was becoming a writer, when I was writing my first novel, I have the Alec Brock series is actually my second novel. But when I was writing the first one that is still never yet published, I had a lot of feedback from other authors, and they told me everything that I was doing wrong, and I'm so, so grateful for their help, because I wouldn't have gotten better if it wasn't for them. And I think that's so critical in the process. I think that's why teachers exist, actually, to be there and catch the mistakes. We in school, I think it's so sad that in school we don't have space to make mistakes. We are forced to get it right the first time. And what I've learned in this self education process is that the most important lessons you're learning through your mistakes. So if you don't have this opportunity to make mistakes and to get a feedback, you're not really learning. You're just memorizing. You're just trying to remember that for a test. The real learning come from trying your best and then making a mistake and then having someone to correct that mistake and then doing it again. That is a step number 3, is to listen to the feedback that you're gonna receive and to improve yourself, and to is really take all those advices and create something better with what you learned. That's how we learn anything. We learn how to walk like this, we learn how to talk like this, but we forget. You didn't learn how to walk on the first 10 tries. You had to keep going for months until you finally got it right. The same with talking, the same with everything that matters, actually. Even the hard mistakes we make, like relationships or life stuff, those things we only learn repeating the thing again and again. That's something I would love to see in school. The real learning, the real doing it again and again until you get it right. When we get to school, we are so focused on the system and the grades that we forget that we actually learn from mistakes. Is doing things wrong and then having someone to correct you and then doing it again. That's how we get it right. That's literally how we learn. And if you want to be really successful in whatever it is that you're learning and trying to improve yourself, you have to keep doing it until you get it right. That's the tricky part. Persistence is actually what will guarantee your success, not the quality of your work, not your intelligence. If you are curious enough, if you are passionate enough, you can make a career out of it. And that's kind of what I did. I was on a completely different path, and I fell in love with writing. I had no idea how to write a book when I started writing. I literally just had this idea for a book, and I decided to try it, and I did all of these things. I followed my curiosity, I ask for feedback, I fail a lot of times. We're gonna talk about how to deal with setbacks and rejections in another video. But yeah, that happened a lot, but I got it right in the end. I do believe in self-education. I think that's the answer to many of the problems that we have today, and that's why I'm making this video. I want people to stop believing that they need permission to do something, to learn something. We have to start empowering kids at school. I think kids at school are so dependent of the system, of their teachers. There's no limits to self-education anymore. If you want to become an expert in anything you want, you can learn about it on Google. It's literally that simple. And that's amazing. That's really a gift, a privilege of our generation. and something that you can take advantage of. If you stop to study successful people, most of them learn what they learn by themselves, reading books and learning from other people's example. And they didn't have the internet, you guys have. You literally have the key to anything you want in your hands. You just have to have the courage to take it to yourself, not wait for someone to give it to you. You have to take it. You can learn anything you want. You just have to search for the information and to ask for feedback from people who are already successful in what you want to do. Take that criticism and really absorb it. Be willing to improve yourself and to really learn from your mistakes and do it again and again. And I'm absolutely sure you can be whatever you want. You can specialize in whatever you want, and you don't need anybody's permission to do that. You can start right now, right in your computer. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you have suggestions, please leave it in the comments below. I'm loving to see how you guys are responding to this series, and I'm super excited to keep making more and more videos for you. So please leave the suggestions you have, and I'll keep doing my best to share with you all the things I wish I'd learned in school.